What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Tuesday, September 4th, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for the Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Terry Gilliam's trouble-egg adventure, The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, is to be released in German and Italian theaters on September 27th. Gilliam tweeted Monday along with the poster for the movie, Buongiorno Italia, finalmente l'uomo c'è uscito Don Quixote. Si appresa il 27 settembre. For non-Italian speakers, I think you can work out what that says. And like Rome, the film wasn't built in a day. At Terry Gilliam at September 3rd, 2018. Starring Stella Sazgar, Olga Kurylenko, Jonathan Pryce, Joanna Roberto, Adam Driver, and Alessandro Lo Savio. It debuted at France's Cannes Film Festival in May and played in French theaters after that. No U.S. release date has been announced yet. Gilliam worked on his Don Quixote saga for nearly 20 years, during which time production was sidelined by bad weather and budget woes, as well as an alien leading man in Jean Rochefort. Setback were chronicled in a popular documentary called Los La Mancha. Subsequent efforts to get the movie done failed as financing repeatedly fell apart. Gilliam made the surprise announcement in 2017 that he had finished shooting the film with the new cast, but a producer sued him over the rights to the work and tried to block its premiere at Cannes. A French court dismissed the lawsuit, however. Founding member of the Monty Python comedy troupe, Gilliam is also known for directing films such as The Fisher King, Brazil, Time Bandits, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and 12 Monkeys. Former White House chief strategist Steve Bannon has been dropped from the lineup of the New Yorker Festival. He's denounced his participation. Among those who strongly objected to Bannon's inclusion on the bill were filmmakers Ava DuVernay and Judd Apatow, talk show host Jimmy Fallon, and actor and comedians Jim Carrey, Patton Oswalt, and John Mulaney. A lengthy statement was posted on the magazine's Twitter feed Monday afternoon explaining why New Yorker editor David Remnick wanted to interview the former Breitbart News executive chairman in a public forum. Remnick wrote in the statement, "The main argument for not engaging someone like Bannon is that we're giving him a platform and that he will use it, unfiltered, to proper further the ideas of white nationalism, racism, anti-Semitism, and illiberalism. But to interview Bannon is not to endorse him. By conducting an interview with one of Trumpsism's leading creators and organizers, we are hardly pulling him out of obscurity. Ahead of the midterm elections and with 2020 in sight, we'd be taking the opportunity to question someone who helped assemble Trumpism." Remnick went on to say that he reconsidered Bannon's placement in the lineup after a swift backlash on social media and among staff members at the magazine. He says, "I've changed my mind. There's a better way to do this," saying if he gets the opportunity, he will interview Bannon in a more traditional journalistic setting and not on stage. Fallon tweeted before the cases went viral, "I'm out." Carrey said, "Bannon and me on the same program could never happen." DuVernay posted, "He created an online home for white nationalists to groom and grow their violent base. He cemented his destructive white supremacist views into the DNA of the White House. Now New Yorker is selling tickets to see him headline. And here we are, folks." Oswalt wrote, "I'm out, sorry," at New Yorker. "See if Milo Yiannopoulos is free." Mulaney wrote, "I'm out. I'm generally support public intellectual debate, and I've paid to see people speak with whom I strongly disagree. But this isn't James Baldwin versus William F. Buckley. This is P.T. Barnum level bullshit." And it was announced on a weekend just before tickets went on sale. Apatow wrote, "If Steve Bannon is at the New Yorker Festival, I'm out. I will not take part in an event that normalizes hate. I hope that at the New Yorker will do the right thing and cancel the Steve Bannon event. Maybe they should read their own reporting about this ideology." Charlotte Riley, Ben Chen, and David Shewett are to star in the British newspaper drama Press. The cast for the BBC series will also include Priyanka Burford, Papa Esadou, Shane Zaza, Ellie Kendrick, and Brendan Cowell. No premiere date has been announced yet. A Monday press release says, set in the fast-paced and challenging environment of the British newspaper industry. Press will immerse viewers in the personal lives and the constant professional dilemmas facing its characters. The series follows their lives as they attempt to balance work and play, ambition, and integrity amid the never-ending pressures of the 24-hour global news cycle and an industry in turmoil. The British broadcaster also recently announced it was working on a TV movie called Doing Money, which stars Alan Leach and Anka Dimitri, and focuses on contemporary sex trafficking. The network's upcoming program slate will be a music and interview special featuring U.S. pop star Ariana Grande. It's being taped Friday. ABC has said that it will reveal the new star of The Bachelor on Good Morning America this week. The GMA Twitter feed said Friday, Tuesday, the new Bachelor ABC will be revealed live on GMA. Who will it be, and what will he say in his first interview as the new Bachelor? Don't miss him on Tuesday. The dating competition show is going into its 23rd season. Chris Harrison is the show's host. Season 2 saw Ari Lyankic propose to Becca Kerfrin in its finale. The couple later broke up, and Lyankin got engaged to runner-up Lauren Burnham. Their wedding date is set for January 12th. And in a related story, Good Morning America co-host Lara Spencer has married tech entrepreneur Rick McFay after about 2 years of dating. People.com said the couple exchanged wedding vows Saturday at Valley, Colorado. About 135 friends and family members attended the outdoor service, for which Spencer wore a sheer sleeveless gown by Adam Zohar. UsMagazine.com said Spencer's son Duff walked her down the aisle. Duff and his sister Catherine are Spencer's children, with her ex-husband David Haffenreffer. Spencer shared on Instagram a photo of her and Duff and their wedding clothes. She captioned the image, "It happened, best day ever." A snapshot of her holding her bouquet in the air and laughing with her new husband, who was wearing a white tuxedo jacket and black pants, accompanied the message, "Might be just as little happy, best day ever." She captioned a group photo, #family. The 10-part family drama thriller The Haunting of Hill House is to debut on Netflix on October 12th. The contemporary adaptation of Shirley Jackson's classic novel will star Michelle Houseman, Timothy Hutton, Elizabeth Risner, Oliver Jackson Cohen, Henry Thomas, Kate Siegel, Victoria Peretti, Lulu Wilson, McKenna Grace, Paxton Singleton, Violet McGraw, and Julian Hiller. The Netflix said in a synopsis, The Haunting of Hill House explores a group of siblings who as children grew up and would go on to become the most famous haunted house in the country. Now adults and forced back together in the face of tragedy, their family must finally confront the ghosts of their past, some of which still lurks in their minds while others may actually be stalking the shadows of Hill House. The show was created, directed, and executive produced by Mike Flanagan, whose credits include Hush, Oculus, and Gerald's Game. Jackson's story was previously adapted as a film called The Haunting in 1963 and 1999. Roseanne Barr says she will not be in the United States when The Conners debuted on ABC this fall. The sitcom is a spinoff of Roseanne, the recently revived show she created and starred in until she was fired for making a racist joke on Twitter. The Hollywood Reporter quoted the comedian as saying in a new podcast with Rabbi Shumli Batich, "I have an opportunity to go to Israel for a few months and study where my favorite teachers over there, and that's where I'm going to go and probably move somewhere there and study with my favorite teachers. I saved a few pennies, and I'm so lucky I can go and study with any rabbi that I can ask to teach me, and it's my great joy and privilege to be a Jewish woman." Barr says she doesn't plan to watch The Conners or follow the media coverage of it. She says, "I'm not going to curse it or bless it. I'm staying neutral. That's what I'll do. I'm staying neutral. I'm staying away from it, not wishing bad on anyone, and I do not wish good for my enemies. I don't. I can't. I'm just stay neutral. That's what I'm going to do. I have some mental health issues of depression and stuff. I've got to stay in the middle or I'll go dark, and I don't want to go dark again. I've done it. After all, I was married to Tom Arnold." ABC said Friday that filming had begun on The Conners in Burbank, California. The network also released a picture of Barr's former castmates, Sarah Gilbert, Jaden Bray, Michael Fishman, Ames McNamara, John Goodman, Laurie Metcalf, Lacey Goranson, and Emma Keeney practicing their lines with scripts in the fictional family's iconic kitchen. Roseanne initially ran from 1988 to 1997 and remained popular in reruns. It earned high ratings when it returned last spring with new episodes and was renewed for an 11th season, which was swiftly canceled after Barr caused a social media firestorm with a jab at a former advisor to President Barack Obama, Valerie Jarrett. Barr has since repeatedly apologized for what she has called a joke, but she was widely condemned for the racial remark. ABC announced in June it was moving forward with the new version of the show without Barr. The Connors is to debut October 16th. Anna Friel, Sinead Keenan, and Kate Reverty have signed on for roles in the ITV six-part thriller Deep Water. The show is based on Paula Daly's Windermere novels and follows the lives of three women. Anna Simon, whose credits include Indian Summers and The Wilsons, penned the screenplay. The press release said of the miniseries heroines, like all of us, they seek to do their best for their families, but face tough choices with difficult and often messy repercussions. The women are connected by the school gates with children around the same age. Principal photography is to begin this week in England's Lake District, the British network said Monday. The network's head of drama, Holly Hill, said in a statement, Anna has carefully woven together two of Paula's brilliant novels to create a wonderful, modern, and layered series. It's about three very different women on their own incredible and often shocking journeys whose lives connect at the school gates. It's funny, sexy, truthful, and often outrageous, and should have the audience asking what they would do to hold their family together. I'm delighted to be working with Kudos on this great new series for ITV. Homeland star Claire had given birth to her second child with her husband, Hannibal alum Hugh Dancy. Danes Post's Jody Goldberg confirmed the news of the baby boy's New York birth to USA Today on Saturday. The child was born last Monday. His name has not been publicly disclosed yet. Danes and Dancy have been married since 2009. They're also parents to a 5-year-old son, Cyrus Michael Christopher. The actress revealed her pregnancy on the Howard Stern show in April. Danes declared, "I am pregnant. I'm seriously preggo. I'm deep into my second trimester." Showtime said last month the upcoming 8th season of Homeland will be its last. Dancy can now be seen in the Hulu series The Path. Irish rocker Bono says he is feeling better and ready to resume his U2 concert tour after losing his voice during a show in Berlin Saturday. The 58-year-old musician wrote on his band's website Sunday, "I've seen a great doctor, and with his care, I'll be back to full voice for the rest of the tour. So happy and relieved that anything serious had been ruled out. My relief was tempered by the knowledge that the Berlin audience was so inconvenienced. There was an amazing atmosphere in the house. It's going to be one of those unforgettable nights, but not for this reason. We can't wait to get back there on November 13th. Bono said during Saturday's show that he thought a smoke machine created the theatrical effects might have negatively impacted his voice. After taking a short break to see if he recovered, the band canceled the rest of the concert. U2 is slated to perform in Cologne, Germany on Tuesday. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1982, Valley Girl becomes a top 40 hit for Frank and Moon unit Zappa. Versatile, prolific, iconoclastic, mystic, all these labels were attached to Frank Zappa over the course of his unique career in music. But one label that never fit was pop star. During his late 1960s and early 1970s heyday, it would have been hard to imagine a figure less likely than Frank Zappa to make a record that would capture the imaginations of Americans' pop radio listeners, 14-year-olds. But then a funny thing happened. Frank had a 14-year-old of his own, and through her creative attempts to connect with her work-obsessed father, a true pop phenomenon was born. On this date in 1982, Frank Zappa earned his first and only top 40 hit with the satirical record Valley Girl, conceived by and featured the voice of his 14-year-old daughter, Moon Unit. As Moon Zappa, Unit is her middle name, tells the story, the one and only sacred rule growing up in the Zappa household was never to disturb Dad while he was working in his studio, which was most of the time. So it was via a note slipped under his studio door that Moon broached the idea of recording a song that would satirize the shallow and vapid culture of a certain element of teen culture in her Los Angeles area environs. She said, "Since we don't seem to be able to get together personally," she wrote to her father, "maybe we could get together professionally." 2 nights later, Frank Zappa invited his daughter into his studio for the first time, and they began work on Valley Girl. Though intended by both father and daughter as a send-up of the stereotypical mall-dwelling teens of the San Fernando Valley, Valley Girl took on a life of its own once it's loose into the pop culture. While most may have consumed the sauce, that didn't stop such Valley Girl vocabulary as for sure, oh my god, gag me with a spoon, and groy to the max, from spreading like a virus into corners of the world previously untouched by such catchphrases. Frank Zappa's biographical overview at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, into which he was inducted in 1995, 2 years after his untimely death from cancer at the age of 53, includes observation. Throughout his career, Zappa darkly but humorously depicted a landscape of wasted human enterprise largely driven by Pavlovian desires for consumer goods, sports, and sex. Valley Girl might not have been the most sharply realized example of Frank Zappa's dark humor, but when it entered the pop charts on September 4th, 1982, it truly gave him the biggest hit of his truly unique career. Also on this date in 2014, comedy legend Joan Rivers dies. Joan Rivers, one of the best-known comedians of her era, dies at the age of 81 in a New York hospital a week after she went into cardiac arrest while undergoing a medical procedure on her vocal cords in a Manhattan clinic. During a showbiz career that spanned more than 5 decades, Rivers blazed a trail of women in stand-up comedy and turned "Can We Talk" into a national catchphrase. No topic was taboo for the irreverent, sharp-tongued performer. Poke fun at her personal life and affinity for plastic surgery, skewered Hollywood celebrities, and once said, "I succeed by saying what everyone else is thinking." Born Joan Malinsky on June 8, 1933, to a Russian immigrant in New York, the entertainer graduated from Barnard College in 1954. Interested in becoming an actress, she scored parts in off-Broadway plays and worked office temp jobs to support herself. In the late 1950s, she started performing in stand-up comedies in nightclubs as a means to earn money. At the time, there were a few other female stand-up comics. In the early 1960s, she did a stint at the Chicago-based Second City comedy troupe. Along the way, at the suggestion of an agent, she changed her name to Rivers. In 1965, her career took off after she made her first appearance on The Tonight Show, hosted by Johnny Carson, who told her she was going to be a star. Rivers went on to rack up numerous guest spots on the program, while also appearing on other television comedy shows, and doing her stand-up act around the country. In 1983, Rivers was tapped as the permanent guest host on The Tonight Show. 3 years later, she inked a deal for her own late-night talk show on another network. Afterwards, Carson, who reportedly felt betrayed, never spoke to Rivers again. She was blacklisted from The Tonight Show until 2014, when host Jimmy Fallon invited her as a guest. The Late Show, starring Joan Rivers, debuted in October 1986, but soon sank in the ratings. And Rivers was fired in May 1987. That August, Rivers' husband, Edgar Rosenberg, who served as the producer of her show, committed suicide. Rivers' career temporarily stalled. She signed on to host her own daytime talk show, The Joan Rivers Show, which aired from 1989 to 1993. Next, the raspy-voiced comedian added fashion maven to her resume and helped revolutionize red carpet coverage and popularizing the question, "Who are you wearing?" after she and her daughter Melissa began hosting E's Entertainment's pre-award shows for the Golden Globes, Academy Awards, and other events starting in the mid-1990s. In 2010, until her death, Rivers was a co-host of the TV program Fashion Police, which she candidly criticized the style choices of celebrities. Rivers also published a dozen books during her career, produced a jewelry line for TV shopping channel QVC, and supported a variety of charitable causes. After starting out in the 1950s with dreams of working in theater, she earned a Tony nomination in the Best Actress category in 1994 for her role in the Broadway play Sally Marr and Her Escorts, which she co-wrote. Rivers gave what turned out to be her last stand-up performance in Manhattan on August 27, 2014, the night before the medical procedure that led to her death on September 4. 3 days later, the legendary funny woman was memorialized as a star-studded service in New York City. As Rivers had noted in her 2012 memoir, "I Hate Everyone Staring at Me," she wanted a send-off that was a huge showbiz affair with lights, cameras, action. And that is your entertainment report for Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMLO. On Twitter at The Enter Report. or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.